From recruiting and consulting firm Riderflex, I'm your host, Steve Urban, and here is your Riderflex podcast episode of the day. On today's episode of the Riderflex podcast, if you're about to pass on a job offer because of salary or a certain compensation number, here's a tip for you. Don't argue and pass on a number that's 10% or less of the total compensation, right? That's my general advice. I mean, think about it. If you really want the job, if you're passionate about working for that company in that industry, selling that particular product, if you're truly passionate about it and you want it, you're not going to pass on it for a couple of $1,000s, right? Here's an example. They offer you $100,000, but you wanted $108,000. I mean, and you're going to pass on it because of that? I mean, really? Come on. In fact, some people would say if you really want the job, you shouldn't pass on anything within 20%, right? But I would say 10% for sure. I mean, you're just arguing over stuff that doesn't matter. I mean, after taxes and deductions and your take-home pay, and really when you do the math, I mean, don't pass on a job for a few $1,000s. I see candidates do that all the time, right? Some candidate will call us and say, well, I want $125,000 compensation, base salary. And we'll get them an offer for like 117. and they start arguing and they want to pass on it, you know. It's like, no, look, do you want the job? Do you really want to work there? Have you done the math on the take home with this after taxes? I mean, really? Now, one could argue, you know, you could say the same thing about the company, right? You could be like, well, if the company really wants me, they'll give me the extra $5,000. The difference is you really want to work for that company, and the company can probably hire 200 people like you. So that's the difference. So stop arguing over a few $1,000s. When I see this happen, oh, that's my dog barking in the background. Sorry for the interruption. When I see these arguments happening over salary, it really just drives me nuts. General rule, within 10% or so, I mean, seriously, if you want the job, you should say yes, stop arguing, stop negotiating. And there is your Riderflex tip of the day. If you think today's tip or guest interview can help someone you know, please share this with them. If you've enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. If you're listening on YouTube, don't forget to hit that little bell next to the subscribe button so you can be notified when we release a new episode. Our show features entrepreneurs, business executives, and the stories behind how they got there, as well as daily tips on career advice and job interviews. You can visit riderflex.com to learn more about us and get information on the recruiting and consulting services we provide. Thanks so much for listening, and have a great day.